Hello and welcome to PMCLounge.com. My name is Shoaib. I'm the voice behind all the videos that you see on this channel as well as our official website PMCLounge.com. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, by the way. Now, in this video, let's talk about the PDUs that you need to report to PMI after you have cleared your PMP exam. So congratulations, you're already PMP certified, and now you need to report 60 PDUs every 3 years to keep your certification valid. And the question here is these 60 PDUs, they can be obtained from different areas. They have to be obtained in different areas actually. So how many PDUs can you obtain in a specific area? That's the question. And this is basically based on one of the comments that I received on one of our videos. It is by Dilip, and he's asking, is it mandatory to earn 60 PDU, 35 under education and 25 under giving back? Someone can fulfill the requirement of 60 PDUs under education. So he's basically asking for these 60 PDUs. Is it important to have 25 giving back PDUs as well? Is it mandatory to have that? Or can you just report 60 PDUs under education? So let's take a look at that. But I'd also like to remind you that under education also there are three different areas where you need to earn the PDU. So let me go to the next slide where this is basically telling you how many PDUs are required to be reported to PMI every 3 years to keep your certification valid. So as you can see, for PMP, PGMP, PFMP, PMI, PBA, you need 60 PDUs to be reported to PMI every 3 years. Now, if you own all 4 of these certifications, does it mean that you need to report 240 PDUs every 3 years? That is not the case, and I've actually talked about it in one of our previous videos. I'll share a link to that video in the description so you can check that out. If you own multiple certifications, if you have multiple certifications from PMI, you don't have to report 10,000 PDUs to PMI just to keep your certifications valid. So I'll share a link to that video in the description. But let's take a look at what we were talking about here. So you need to report 60 PDUs. Let's just assume that you are PMP. That's the only certification that you have. 60 PDUs is what you need to report. Now the keyword here is minimum. So minimum education PDUs that are required are 35. It doesn't say maximum education PDUs, and that in itself answers the question that Dilip had. Dilip can report minimum 35 and maximum up to 60 PDUs itself under education and complete the requirement of 60 PDUs to keep his PMP certification valid. However, for the giving back PDUs, there is a maximum limit. So you cannot claim more than 25 PDUs under the giving back area. So that's the two limits that we have when it comes to reporting 60 PDUs to PMI. Minimum 35 education PDUs, that's mandatory. And the maximum, you can report less than 25 also when it comes to giving back, but the maximum number of PDUs that you can report is 25. Now, within education, there is basically some requirement that you need to fulfill. And let me go to the next slide to talk about it. So minimum education PDUs, we just saw in the previous slide that you have to have minimum 35 education PDUs. Now within these 35 PDUs, there are 3 areas where you need to earn these PDUs: technical, leadership, and strategic. So under each of these 3 areas, you need to earn minimum 8 PDUs. So you cannot, so let's say you are PMP certified and you are reporting 60 PDUs to PMI. Now you can report 25 giving back PDUs. You're done with that. Now you're left with 35 more PDUs to go, right? So 25 giving back you've claimed. That's the maximum limit that you can claim, right? So now for 35 PDUs, you need to have a minimum of 8 PDUs from technical, minimum of 8 from leadership. That means 16 PDUs are done and you're left with 19 PDUs that you still have to earn, right? So those 19 must come from strategic. So basically, these 3 areas that we see, you have to have at least 8 PDUs, and then whichever is the remaining PDUs in any of the 3 areas, you can earn 11 more. That means 8 plus 11, 19, which is what I told you earlier. that you need to earn under strategic if you are claiming just 8 technical and 8 leadership PDUs. You can of course claim 19 technical PDUs and then 8 for leadership and 8 for strategic. It's up to you, but the minimum requirement is 8 under each of these 3 areas. So I hope it's clear now. What you need to report is a minimum of 35 education PDUs. You can report all 60 as education PDUs. That's not a problem. You can report a maximum of 25 giving back PDUs, and you can basically report 0 giving back PDUs if that's okay. If that's something that you want to do, you can do that as well. So you can report all 60 education PDUs, but when you're reporting all 60 education PDUs, you need to ensure that within education, there are 3 areas that you need to cover, which is technical, leadership, and strategic. And each of these should also have a minimum 8 PDUs that you need to earn. So I hope this was a bit clear now. And it's similar for other certifications also, right? As you can see here, PGMP, PFMP, PMIP, BA, all of them have these requirement of 8 minimum PDUs under these 3 different areas within the education PDUs. We're just talking about education PDUs here. Similarly, other certifications like ACP, RMP, SP, CAPM, they also have certain minimum requirements that you need to fulfill when you're claiming your PDUs to keep your certification active. Now, like I mentioned earlier in this video, if you have multiple PMI certifications, how do you claim your PDUs? I've talked about it. First link in the description, check that video out. That's all that we had in this video. I hope you got value out of it and we're able to understand. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you.